Welcome to what is hopefully a long-running series in the PlayStation Universe video library. We are going to be playing some Final Fantasy VII Remake. I'm here with the dilly-dally shilly-shally himself, Tim Nunes, the reviewer of Final Fantasy VII.
God, you did it again.
I
You
did do it
asshole.
again. For those of
I
you
hate you.
who are watching, you'll never see the original cut. We recorded for about an hour, got it all specialed up, ready to go. Started watching it, realized that Tim's voice here wasn't there, so that wasn't going to work. It was just me talking to nothing for an hour. But
That sounds amazing.
it was not amazing because you
That
had
might be like
some.
a Hellblade sequel.
It, um, so it actually kind of worked out for the better. After talking to Tim for a little bit, we're deciding to just continue where we left off. I'm around chapter 3. I'm running around the slums with Tifa. There's going to be a lot of early game content out there already. Also, if you've already played the demo, you've seen the first chapter, minus a few nuggets of information here and there that they cut out, which was really smart of them.
Yep.
But this also gives me more of an opportunity to ask Tim here some questions about his review, because what we recorded last time, I already experienced in the demo. So it was basically just you guys watching me play and Tim gushing about the game, which is perfect, but not exactly what we want for the series. We want this to be more of a review of Tim's review, if you will. And
A
it,
review.
a review, and that's
I hate it.
but it probably will be the title of the series. Um,
Uh,
and going forward, we're going to be doing a bunch of games that both of us have reviewed for the PlayStation Universe site. Tim does way more reviews than I do because my opinion is usually too generous. But we'll get into that another time. We're going to just
I
continue.
thought I thought you said genderous. I wasn't even sure what to do with that for a second.
I mean, I probably did. I meant generous, but I'm bad at talking, so this is a good idea for us to do. Let's jump into
Yes,
the
to talk.
game. Chapter 3, Homes resume play where we left off? Yes, please.
I'm not a proud person, so I have no problem saying this. When I was staring at the menu here, I was trying to select up and down to do stuff with the menu, and I could not.
It's not your game, can't do.
I just learned that.
Yeah. It, it it's a hard lesson to learn sometimes.
Yeah, considering it's such a thing.
So, from what we've already experienced, and the viewer, um, what you hopefully will experience whenever you buy the game or watch other people play, something like that, I cannot fathom reviewing a game of this caliber, let alone a game that you and I have infamously not played the original game. Not without trying. You and I both have tried. Um,
Dude, yeah.
but
Dude, yeah.
did, and obviously it did, but how, I guess my question is, how did you stop that sort of weight from hindering your opinion of the game, for better or for worse?
Well, the game did it for me. I think the demo really broke the ice for me because one of some of my biggest issues I had with the original game was, obviously the aesthetic. It was dated shortly after it was released, like because the other Final Fantasy games aged way better on the PS1 than 7 did. But
Yes.
at the same time, well, even what the demo did is it started to show like little hints of extra breath and life added to every little aspect of and the world and the characters themselves. And they started to become more vivid instead of just, like almost caricatures of themselves.
Yeah,
And
oh, go ahead.
oh, yeah,
Yeah.
and that's just like my general theme. I have nitpicks in this game, it's kind of a little bit here, a little bit there, all over the place, but man, the extent of breadth that they add to this game is just fantastic. I cannot get around it. I love that sort of like slow pace, sort of novel pacing and presentation, and Final Fantasy VII Remake does that. I'm super duper into it.
I have to agree with that. Like, from what I've experienced,
to.
I have to. Like, there's no other option. It's just agree or be wrong. Those are the options. No, like just this sequence that you guys are watching now. This is a low point in the game. This is where the game opens up and allows you to free roam a little bit, get some side quests, meet the people in the slums that Tifa essentially lives with and works with. And this, I only played the original once, and I didn't see it all the way through. I got like almost the disc 3, if not just barely into disc 3, and I don't remember this at all. I remember going here with Barrett, seeing his daughter, meeting Tifa, getting her added to the party, and then pretty much just going from there.
Yeah. All of this is all added, brand new characters. Have you met you've met the landlady?
Yeah.
Marl.
Yeah, the
she's
crazy hair
brand new.
lady. Yeah.
She's fantastic. She is
awesome.
like the greatest.
And like, also, as infamously as us not playing Final Fantasy VII Original, you and I also undoubtedly and unabashedly love Final Fantasy VII Crisis Core, which is it's odd to, that's like saying, and I know that I kind of fall into this category, but that's like saying you like the prequels in Star Wars if the prequels were of good quality. The prequels of Star Wars,
okay,
and just couldn't.
You just made me want to puke. You just made me want to puke, Mark. Take it back. Stop it. Stop.
But like, it's such a
now this is pod racing.
Now this is,
gross.
I'm supposed to find her cats.
Now this is remake. And did you talk to her already?
I did. But
she gives you 3 points of places to look.
Oh, okay.
If you talk to her 3 times, but they didn't help me. I ended up finding. I know where they are now.
Is Marlene with you?
But.
Oh, okay.
I was kind of hoping you found muffins. But like this.
She looks an awful lot like Marlene.
Yeah, she does. Her hair's different though. She has a scrunchie. She has to be different.
Okay,
Yep.
let me tell you all about
Sorry, girl. Your hair is not anime enough to be a main character.
Nice try.
You see this guy? Be more like this guy, and you can be a main character.
That's how you know who the main character is in any JRPG/anime. The spikier the hair, the more the main character.
Yes, Cloud, you're looking for cats. You finally get your purpose in life.
He forgot. But yeah, like we both love Final Fantasy VII Crisis Core. If you haven't played Crisis Core, it's a prequel to 7.
Oh man, that's one game I would love to see a re-release of.
You and me both.
Mostly because that game hasn't seen any sort of network accessibility at all. It's only been UMD. That was one of the games that Square refused to put digitally when Sony was trying to get everybody to do it.
Yeah, there was I remember when PSP Go came out. That was a huge reason I didn't want to. I ended up getting a Go, but that was a huge reason why I didn't want to get one, because that was Crisis Core is probably the game I beat the most.
You beat it the most.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure what that means, but I like it.
I beat the game the most. I finished it the most. I also punched it a lot.
Weird. That's not how I interact with my games. But you bought it. That's fine.
Yeah, exactly. But that would be an issue that I would have while reviewing the game. Is I would be comparing it to Crisis Core almost, and I'm doing that now, which is why I know I wouldn't have been able to review this game. Comparing it to Crisis Core more than 7, which I feel is unfair, but also.
Oh, well, without a doubt. And if you're going to compare it that way, you're going to have a good time, because this game is, right from the offset, way better than Crisis Core. But if you really want to start with a Crisis Core, you're good.
Well, I would say Crisis Core, especially gameplay-wise, coming out so much later, was better than 7, but...
Well, I mean, yeah.
Hey!
But the thing with turn-based is that turn-based combat ages pretty well.
Yeah.
It might be slow, but it's never like broken or it doesn't require finesse or speed. It's all about tactics, which is why those end up being so popular with a lot of fans because the gameplay experience ages well. The aesthetic might not, and some of the themes might not either. 'Cause, you never know. But the gameplay itself ages really well, just because it doesn't require a lot of rigorous input.
Yeah. And that's one thing that I've been amazed at from not only on our like group of PlayStation Universe editors, but also like the industry as a whole. They're not knocking the game for changing the combat as much as I thought they were going to, especially whenever they announced that it wasn't going to be a turn-based combat system. There is definitely some timing, some turn-based elements to it, but for the greater majority of the game, it is hack and slash. I would liken it more to a hack and slash.
Yeah. Closer to Crisis Core in that regard.
Yeah, exactly.
Though with Crisis Core you mash X, with this game you mash square.
Okay, I believe this is the guy I need to talk to, correct? Since he has a different color exclamation point above his head than everybody else.
Not immediately. He's the one that tells you what to do with the main quest, and you have to go find his objective. And you have to. You were out there. I don't think you did everything out there.
Let's go back out there then.
Well, hit the maps, see if there's anything out there.
Yeah, because like I want to do the rat problem, but the rat problem's not showing me where exactly to go.
What a goof. Problem solving. Wait, the rat problem side quest. Okay. I know where to go. Turn around.
Turn around like up here?
Yeah, it's up there.
Okay, that's where I was before, but I guess I didn't kill enough of them.
You killed the first round, right?
Yes.
Okay, go talk to that guy again. The second round won't appear until you talk to him.
Ah.
It's kind of annoying. When I was first doing it, I sat there for like 1,000 years, but it was like 2 minutes, and I got bored. So I went back to talk to this Mohawk Quaff.
Mohawk.
Mohawk Quaff. Mohawk Quaff. Yeah. Mohawk? I don't know.
A faux hawk? I also love that the music in his shop is the main menu music from the original Final Fantasies. Like, that was a staple in not just 7, but I believe almost every Final Fantasy up until... I don't even know when they stopped, but that was the main menu music.
Yeah, I don't think it stopped. I know it's in 14. I think it's in 13. Pretty sure.
I have a definite remembrance. Remembrance? I definitely remember it in Final Fantasy 15. Turn around. This way?
Yep.
Where I
Not through the wall. No. You went the wrong way. Opposite.
Aha!
There you go.
And like this right here, like even though my objective is go kill rats, am I going right? Yeah. The beauty of it, the reason why I would like a lot of people are out there saying that side quests don't feel like side quests, and it is very well paced. I agree. However, I feel like let's go to Tifa. Let's punch some rats. I feel like the reason why is because it just feels so good to cut things and punch things. Like just combat in general. It like any excuse, any reason to go out and do it is a good reason. So I welcome the side quests because it prolongs the journey to allow me to play the game more.
Oh, without a doubt. Combat is super, super rewarding and super satisfying. With anybody, with all the characters.
Yeah.
Even
Barrett, who whenever you start shooting, you basically just stand there and hold your arm. Like it feels rewarding. It feels good.
You can also mess with his abilities, make him super tanky. He's almost passive, but he's also super aggressive. It's a really cool combination. When you start putting materia in to accentuate that, it's just delicious.
Am I not supposed to go see him yet?
Yeah, you are.
Okay. Were the rats too much to handle?
Now you gotta do it again.
Okay, that's fine. I like just playing. Basically, for the chat, for the people watching, for the chat, for whoever is experiencing this video with us, I'm trying to complete jobs throughout the day because Barrett won't be back until the evening. So this is just, it's busy work, but it's busy work for Cloud as well as it is for the player. So.
And it's world building.
And it is world.
But it's also giving you reputation with the people. The more you get in contact with them, you can get discounts at vendors. You can get access to places you weren't able to access before. And once you finish a quest, like some of these quests require you to complete them or initiate them to get into specific areas. And you won't be able to do it if you don't do the side quests.
That's smart, like, because that gives even more incentive to side quests, making them feel more like main quests.
Stagger. Do you have your oh man, I don't know if you have your new materia
I do
equipped.
not. I need to actually put it on. I just upgraded my my sword just recently. Return to the shop.
And that's how you know the quest is done.
Whenever the game tells you to return to the thing.
Nope.
So another question
nice.
I have that you may not have an answer for. Because you and I can talk through it. Because we're both, again, in the same boat. Why is Cloud so much more likable now than he ever has been? I hated Cloud in Final Fantasy VII, and I loathed him in Advent Children. The only time I've ever enjoyed Cloud is whenever you meet him as Zack in Crisis Core, and he isn't, like, he has his somberness to him, but an optimistic somberness. He's more or less like, oh, I'll never be as good as Zack, but I really admire Zack, and I want to inspire to be like Zack. And then ever since, obviously you can't sense emotion in the original Final Fantasy because it's just text. And then in Advent Children, he just felt so whiny, I guess.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So, but his attitude here doesn't seem like it's changed too much.
It hasn't, but it's all in the execution
better.
again. He's been given time to breathe. So he's not so much a caricature as he is somebody with wants and needs and intentions. So you get pieces of those and you start putting those together and you get a more complicated character. He's not just this brooding guy who, just does his brood. But he goes back and forth between brooding and connecting with people, and you get to see a lot of that organically. It's not being told to you, and that's the difference. That's the difference for me.
Yeah, 'cause, like,
you get the chance to see it grow and breathe, and you see him become more of a member of Avalanche as things go along, and it's just delicious. Like, he never really loses his level of broodiness, because Cloud is the ultimate Final Fantasy emo, but
yes,
he still has that. He now has that accessibility that wasn't there in the original game. There's one of the cats.
Yeah, I was literally just about to grab it, and then my camera got spun over to.
Oh, you got to go talk to this guy.
The red hooded dude.
Yeah.
And that. Do you think it's? Oh. Okay, I know who this is.
It's me.
Do you think it's been long enough to share spoilers of Crisis Core? The only reason I ask is because a lot of the spoilers for Crisis Core are twists for Final Fantasy Original 7.
I think it's fine. And one thing to remember also going into Remake for everybody is that the canon that's being established in Remake is not connected to the canon in the original medium, like the original game, Crisis Core. and Advent Children, Dirge of Cerberus, none of that is directly connected to Remake. I mean, there's a lot of influences, clearly. A lot of things run hand in hand, but none of them are directly connected. So I think it'd be
Okay. Because the only reason I ask is because I love. Okay. Run faster, Tifa. I love Zack, and Zack obviously does not make it through Crisis Core, and gives Cloud direction and a sense of purpose at the end of the game. But so much so that it erases Cloud's persona, essentially. Obviously, that's not what he meant to happen, but Cloud thinks he's Zack for a very long time. He knows he's Cloud, and he basically though forgets Zack and absorbs all of Zack's accomplishments and experiences without realizing it. So that's the main reason I didn't like Cloud, and that's why I wanted to talk about it a little bit, is because not that in particular, but after finding that out, he becomes very resistant and depressed, which I get. I would be the same way. You just found out your whole life that you thought was your life doesn't exist anymore. But this Cloud feels very different. Like, if you told this Cloud that, he would fight it. He would not... More like a Squall versus a Advent Children. I don't care if Sephiroth is coming back. I don't want to fight. Kind of. Yeah. Like, and I'm not good enough.
That's a good comparison, Squall, because even though 8 has its own share of issues, Squall, in the original content, Squall is a much more interesting character than Cloud is.
Yes.
And Squall is definitely the brooding, crabby guy who doesn't get along with anybody, but they executed his character well, much better than they did Cloud. So I think what's really cool now is they're giving Cloud an opportunity to actually be real.
Yeah. This Cloud, with all due respect to everyone who has made Final Fantasy VII, Crisis Core, all of that, I would liken this Cloud more to Kingdom Hearts Cloud. Somebody who is capable, somebody who walks in and is like, I don't care about what you have going on. This is what I have going on, and I know I can accomplish my goal. Versus I'm not good enough to fight. Don't come to me.
That makes sense because, 2
Nomura.
words, Tetsuya Nomura.
Yep.
You got it, boss. You ain't never gonna see my face again.
You ain't never gonna see my face again.
I like how Johnny just ran off with the blindfold on.
Yeah, like, I got this. I am now Daredevil too.
He did a good job though, because he had his arms bound behind his back and his eyes covered, but he still went right through the gate door. Yep. No problem. That guy's got his life figured out.
You're scaring me.
But from what we were talking, the thing I regret the most about losing our last attempt at this video is you had a lot of very good points about how you felt about the game that we unfortunately lost. But you can read in Tim's review of the game.
I can't read.
Whenever you see words. But I have to, I did not expect to love this game as much as I do. And I also did not expect to be anticipating this game as much as I did. Words. They're hard. But after the demo was a beautiful thing to launch. One, it gave everybody who's super excited a chance to actually play the game. They cut things from the demo that if you play the original game or watch somebody play the original game, you realize were hefty story beats that will eventually continue. but wasn't needed for the demo. And it also got, I don't want to say I was a skeptic, but it allowed me to realize just how excited I was for this game. And what's crazy is it hasn't lost anything. Like, I'm still as, hey kitty.
Yep, you're too big to go through that little gap. Isn't that amazing? Don't go around the other way because you'll have a similar issue.
Oh, that way. Okay.
Yeah, go this way.
But I'm amazed on how unstale this game has become, even doing non-story beats, just existing in the game. And I don't know if that's having to do, it's probably having to do with many different things, but obviously combat and visuals play.
And here we are.
I have to go back to my
Same as you.
apartment, I guess.
Could use a little
Oh no,
something to
we're
take the
going
edge
in.
off,
It's just a little
right?
cutscene beforehand.
How about a
Refreshing cocktails.
cocktail made by yours truly
Yeah.
that you can sit back and savor?
Tifa.
But
Yeah.
obviously visuals, obviously acting, obviously the story itself,
Do you
and
think
the
you'll stick
writing,
around a little longer?
and also the combat. But
Maybe.
even with games that I enjoy the combat and enjoy the story with, there's a point to where
In that case,
I
why
forget
head
that
back
I'm
out
playing
for 4
and I'm just
days?
running around. In this game, I'm having just as much fun running
Yeah.
Like-
why not?
than I do. Did I hit the wrong
You
button?
wanna head inside?
Yes. I'm having just as much fun running around and controlling Cloud as I am combat. Like,
Right?
it just. Oh! Look at that hidden door.
Did you?
Yep, that's from
Lots of
the
fun.
original.
Hey, need y'all downstairs.
Right now? Then the plan is...
Marlene, wanna go wait for Jesse out front?
One of the coolest payoffs that I've gotten from this remake is that it makes me want to go back to the original and play it through, knowing what I know and what I've experienced, and like the kind of
Get your money. So sit down and
appreciation for the content that I've garnered now. I want to go and
With a
see
different
how that
lens.
would apply to the original. Yeah.
77777.
I know there. I think one of my favorite lines that I wrote, my only favorite line I've written in a long time, was in this review, and I was talking about how I think I finally understand how people can see the original content with rose-colored glasses just by playing this.
Yes.
Because I feel like now I'm going to be looking back at this game with a similar
Something
sort of
hard.
love and appreciation.
Yes. I feel like I'm gonna feel the same way at the end of this. Especially, what's really cool is the way you've described the game to me, and how you described it in your review, and how you said the original game and Dirge to Cerberus and all that are still canon, and this is still canon, is a very. And you said this the other day. Star Trek, the new Star Trek movies, how they handled the timeline, where they didn't overwrite it, they just made a new one,
Yep.
existing in the same thread. So it would be nice to go back and see, and especially reestablish what they've already told, to see what's different in the upcoming installments.
Beautiful.
You know, when I actually, now, I know we've talked about the whole Star Wars comparison before, but it's not something I hadn't really thought about until actually just now. I remember really hating the new Star Trek movie.
Oh,
The very first one.
With
I
Chris
remember
Pine?
really hating it. Yeah. Like I liked parts of it, but there was something about it that I just hated.
Jesse.
And the thing I hated, I think, was that it wasn't the original content. But the second time I watched it, I found a better film than I saw the first time. And I think it got me to appreciate the fact they wanted to do something in the same universe without disregarding the original content.
Yeah, they wanted to They wanted to retell Kurt's origin without just retelling the story we already knew, without being hindered by future movies. So, like, they wanted a fresh, clean, untied down start, but also to
And the bonus to that too is that
disregard.
it doesn't, yeah, it doesn't wipe out the original source matter either, which is what this is doing. And Resident Evil 3 remake did that. Resident Evil 2 remake did that. They are their own things. They follow similar ties, but they allow you to break into the realm. So then, if you really want to, you can go back and see the original source matter on its own right because it's its own thing. And I think that's super cool. It's something. It's an idea that I've really warmed up to, and remake is definitely continuing that trend. I'm super behind.
You're super behind.
What was up with that girl?
I'm super behind in general, yeah, but
Oh.
I'm super behind this.
Yeah, I agree. I really, really think they're doing a great job with this. How do I get into the pinball machine?
You don't.
Oh, do I have to go to the jukebox? I do want to go to the jukebox because I want to find out the song that's playing.
No boys allowed. You don't get to go down.
Tifa's theme. Well, it's saying
That's
my
something
goal
very different. You don't get to go down for the meetings. You went down for the meetings in the original.
in the original. So
You don't get to go down for the meetings.
I guess I leave. Nope, don't leave. What do I do?
Why don't you just sit at the bar, right?
Is that all I do? I just wait for them?
Pretty sure, yeah. Sit and wait for Tifa, I think is what it says. Or play darts. Actually, yeah, go play darts.
Let's do that. And like even that, like just that level of like there's always a little mini game.
Wrong way.
Oop.
Wrong corner. The opposite corner.
There's always something like fishing or something along those lines. And
Man,
the fact that
they keep a
added-
lot of the mini games from the original game, but they've added some, and some of them are just wonderful. Oh.
Ooh. Oh, come on. Boom. Bullseye. I got myself a bullseye.
Nailed it. You know, the bullseye is the most points on the board, Mark.
I did not know that. Isn't it 25?
You got to get a triple 20.
Or
But it's right in the center. Oh man.
that right there? Is that the triple?
The middle one in the 20s. Yeah.
I got it.
You did it! There's a trophy for beating the ranking record. You have to win the game in 7 darts.
Oh, I busted. Oh, I went below. I forgot that I had to get exactly 0.
Yep. Noob. Oh man. I'm so behind this, man. I'm ready for the next one.
I just need a 20.
Ouch.
Oh my god. Now I just need a 15. See, this alone is as much fun as the game.
Dude, hashtag.
There we go. Slow motion single.
Slow motion format. Slow motion format. The
16
first time I
darts
saw that
around.
slow motion victory, it reminded me of, I think it was Grand Theft Auto 4, where I first saw that, or maybe it was Red Dead Redemption. I think it was Grand Theft Auto 4. First time I saw that slow-mo finish for darts. But I love it. I don't know. It's so like, or was it Yakuza?
It might have been Yakuza. That sounds like something in Yakuza.
Oh my god. Yeah, dude.
I'm Cloud, and I'm just getting sloshed at the bar waiting for Tifa.
That's what you do.
Oh, now she's making me coffee because I've been up here drinking for so long. Oh, no, she's not. She's pouring herself a drink.
You don't get another drink.
Well,
You got the Cosmo Canyon.
I never seen alcohol in a and like it looks like a coffee pot.
I heard you're having second thoughts.
I know we have to think big if we're going to make a difference.
Oh, she's upset on how they destroyed the reactor.
Yep.
I feel trapped.
It didn't go according to plan, Ma. It's all your fault.
Well, it didn't go
It's
according
all
to
your
plan. For all those who haven't seen the beginning, you'll know why it doesn't go according to plan when you see the beginning.
Hashtag. Well, there's more to it than that. You'll be getting there in a second. More than a second.
Back then.
Has Wedge been down there or Biggs been down there the whole time?
Yeah.
You want another drink?
Yeah. He just lives down there.
To celebrate.
NBD.
All the good stuff.
Oh, sure.
God, man, I gotta tell you, the biggest thing, one of the biggest payoffs in this game are the side characters. Everyone gets their time in the sun, and everyone gets extra breath. I love it so much. I'm just gonna say it right now.
No obligation.
Wedge is best boy, hands down. Best boy, hands down. Not just because he loves cats. He's great. He's 100,000% great. Best boy.
And thus concludes our business.
Hell, I even like Jessie. Jessie's very like initially, she came off very almost provocative, but she's incredibly confident. Like it's kind of cool to see characters who know what they want, like she does.
Yeah. Like
She has her life figured out, even though she has regrets. She knows what she wants, and it's really cool to see characters like that.
We didn't want to put so much on you.
Man,
Jesse, what's the whole
I just love this.
Be right there.
I also, at the same time, like as badly as I want to go back and play 7 for what it is, it makes me not want to, because then I'm like,
You don't wanna
man, this
taint
isn't
this.
like the remake.
Really, it's fine.
But I
Come on,
want to.
Jesse, I'm dying here. Yeah, I want to as well, and I think I might do it after. I'm assuming this is. I know it's not confirmed. It just makes the most sense that it's going to be a trilogy.
Yeah.
3 discs, 3 games. It makes the sense.
Yep. And that works well with the original one because there were 3 discs.
Yeah.
What's up with them?
But
Word is he lives in this town.
ooh, what's going on here?
I don't know.
It's looks like a gang. Hoodlum. It's a hoodlum.
I guess.
Yeah, you don't get to play though. You're not part of the cool club.
To his right arm.
But
Depends.
I think I might wait until they're all out, then go back. Especially from what you told me, from what I know, going forward, I would like to see this story fill out before going back. And I'm interested to see if they can continue this, because I feel like they have 90% of what they need to create a great trilogy. Without doing too much
without a
more.
doubt.
Like, they just have to write the story now, and like they have the gameplay, they have this, they have that. But they're gonna have to add stuff, and they will add stuff. And
And they have added stuff.
well, I mean, like for part 2 and part 3, that they have.
Well, yeah.
And I'm interested to see if they dive deeper into Crisis Core, if they add story elements that make Advent Children make sense. Like, it would be a really cool, and this is just me speculating, it would be really cool to see like so in Crisis Core, I know you and I have just recently talked about this, and we both don't like it.
Hashtag.
it seems like Genesis is the guy who they get the body that they get to create. Do I have to talk to you? What do I have to do? I'll have to go underneath here.
Oh, what's his name in Advent Children? Snake Eye Boy.
Genesis. Oh, and Advent Children.
Yep.
Yeah, the one who becomes the one who's got mother and puts Sephiroth's head in
that
and
guy.
becomes Sephiroth. It'd be really cool to see like a middle ground of like half Genesis, half him coming out. Like,
Maybe they have two wings.
yeah, maybe.
It's funny to think that if they put two halves together like that,
It would just
They would-
literally be an angel and a dark wing and light wing angel.
Darkwing Duck. Nope, ruined it. I ruined Final Fantasy. Sephiroth is Darkwing Duck.
Oh no.
Ruined it. Oh no.
Big man with a big gun for an arm, right?
You can even make it to his theme. Darkwing Duck.
Oh, and this is where the video takes a turn. Thanks for everybody
I
who
ruined
has stuck
it.
with us so far.
Darkwing Duck. I've ruined a franchise. Or made it better. I don't know. Depends on how you look at it.
Darkwing Duck.
Like Shinra, then not my problem.
I don't even feel bad. Oh, so good.
Ominous Shadows main scenario. But I'm interested.
No,
to see
going
if-
back into your conversation about changes, like there are a couple things that take place throughout this first third that are easily going to carry over into the second, and I'm pretty confident they're going to be in the third one too. There are some moving pieces at play that, if they're executed well, it could be awesome. I'm a little worried about them, just because I don't know what they are.
Your sweet time.
In that sort of like, I want this to be super, super, super good sort of thing. But, you know, things. So far, with this first one, Tetsuya Nomura has been
Let me in so we can talk in private.
disciplined
Yes.
in comparison to Kingdom Hearts, because Kingdom Hearts is very like, hold up, let's take 2 hours, I'm going to tell you exactly what's going on, and then screw it up with something else. This has been very, all of the story elements that have been delivered have been either very subtle or geographically told, or
The proposition.
in subtext have been told. They're not so like, oh, by the way, it's not so, you know, what's the word I'm looking for? It's a word I hate.
Handheld?
It's very natural progression. You don't just get like,
You don't just get
Oh my
thrust.
God.
Like you don't get told the story. You get
yeah,
to see
like
the
there's
story.
there's no aside for this. There's no like stopping of the game for that. It's all naturally flowing forward. Everything you learn, whether you need it for later or for now, it contributes to something. And it does it very naturally, and I love that. Like, it's just enough pieces for you to think about it and take it into the next bit, and then you come back to some of those pieces at different times. Very smart execution. If they can keep, as long as they keep that through these next two games, this is going to be a great trilogy.
I got a summoning.
I have
materia.
faith in it.
I do too, and like, I feel like, in the grand scheme of things, eventually we're either going to realize that Tetsuya Nomura was hand-holding and telling us exactly what was happening in Kingdom Hearts, or using that as filler, and like we got a half a beat in each game because it's either going to go one way or the other. So
Possible.
he's either being extra disciplined in Kingdom Hearts, or he's being extra hand-holdy and extra in your face with exposition. And it's going to be interesting to see how that goes, but I feel like the beauty of him having this template, like he basically has a thread that he can continue how he pleases, essentially, and he also has creative liberties that he can stretch with as he goes. So it's
Dude, hashtag.
it's going to be nice, because I feel like the original game is going to keep him on a direct path. He's not going to deviate too far like he has in Kingdom Hearts, but it also
Oh, yeah.
he has that freedom inside of Square that he's like, okay, we're gonna change this to make this make sense because I wrote Crisis Core and I was part of Advent Children and I was also part of the original Final Fantasy VII team, and I did 8 Kingdom Hearts games, 12, I think.
And I think what's great for this project
15.
especially is that it's not just him doing it.
Yeah,
He
it's a group.
has this entire group of ideologists dedicated to the original format and wanting to do what they wanted to do. All these other things that they couldn't do, they want to put it into this game. I think that's a very special combination that you don't get to see very often. You don't see that with the Resident Evil remakes that have happened.
You all set?
You haven't been able to get those kind of teams together, so this has a lot of potential to be super, super special for a lot of people. And not just people who were like, dedicated to the original. Like I'm pumped as hell.
Yeah, like
I'm pumped as hell, and I
It's-
just don't want to play the first one.
It
Original.
is
I keep
so-
saying first.
it's so strange. It is extremely rare to see a game bring in such a brand new audience while also giving the original audience exactly what they wanted and needed.
Dude, hashtag. And then all the things they didn't know they needed.
Yeah, exactly. And I feel like if you're a fan of Final Fantasy VII, then you are essentially a fan of Crisis Core and essentially a fan of Advent Children. And the nice thing about that is that
Yeah,
Dilly dally,
no,
shilly
I'm going
shally.
to stop you right there. I know plenty of people. Who love 7 but hate Advent Children and hate Crisis Core.
they're wrong.
I also know plenty of people that like Crisis Core and Advent Children and don't like 7. Me being one of them.
Yeah.
So it's one of those things, and I think it comes down to a mixture of
Wanted to head topside.
rose-colored glasses and visual quality and accessibility all in one.
And nostalgia, because I feel like the reason why they don't like Crisis Core is because it's not turn-based or cloud.
Yeah. Like all these things come together to combine into this crazy sort of amalgamation of opinion, and it being one entity living within this amalgamation makes opinions much more deviant from what you'd expect.
Guess you're all invited.
So what's going to be nice about this whole remake run is that it's going to be right now all steady at once, basically within 3 or 4 years or something, instead of it being 1995, 2009 ish. That's a lot of time. That's a lot of time between everything.
Yeah.
So this is going to be awesome. Having it all at once, basically.
You hear me? Just so you know, I'm not going plateside
Oh,
for the
wow.
reason they think I am. Look,
My arm would fall off if I had to ride a motorcycle one-handed while holding a Buster Sword.
You're not Cloud. That's why you don't have the hair, and that's why you don't have your own game.
that was wishful
You
thinking.
can't do this.
But I want both.
I know it was my fault. I used a
You
more
want both?
powerful
Get ripped.
than the directions called for.
But he's not that ripped.
It had nothing to do with the Mako.
It's all tone, man. He has white muscle cells. White muscle cells. It's not about bulk. It's about strength
Planning on using
and
a
capacity.
blasting agent.
Red muscle cells are the big beefy ones. Like Barrett has red muscle cells.
Yeah, he has
Cloud,
extra.
that's
He has deep red muscle cells.
Yup. It's like Rouge.
With your help, we won't need luck.
I love Wedge. So much.
All right. I think that's a good place to stop. It's a brand new game experience. It's a good. You got to see a hint of what's coming next, so it's exciting and new and special. But we're on motorcycles and we're going down a tunnel, and that's where we're going to stop. We don't see the end. It's a metaphor. We can't see the end. We're on a journey and we can't jump off. So thank you for taking.
You're
the
reaching,
journey
but I
with
like
us.
it.
That's if I am nothing else, I am a reacher. Like
Jack Reacher? Isn't
Yep.
there a book about that?
There's a few of them.
Womp.
But I hope, obviously, as we go forward and we get more used to this format and get more used to exactly what we want to do, we're going to hone our focus a little bit more. We may expand it outside of games that we review. Both of our original thoughts were to basically make a video series that allowed us to expand more on our review and give you more of what we talk about visually, in action, and also with our words by gushing more about it instead of a 3,000 word post, like an 80,000 word video.
Where you get to watch us destroy things.
Yeah, and the longer you go,
Catch
also
cats.
you'll get to know us and why we review things. You'll probably be able to expect how we review things based upon these kinds of conversations. But this was episode 1 of what may be called review, but may be called something different. /view.
Oh my god, Tetsuya, settle down, sit down.
356 over review days. Ooh,
what kind of math is that?
Overview days.
Mark, stop.
Actually, overview is a really good name because we're doubling down. But
Okay, I actually don't hate that.
yeah, overview.
Like you came back around with this one. Well done. Oh my god. I wasn't ready.
No one ever is. My genius comes every once. It's like a blue moon that doesn't exist.
That's what she said.
Yeah, exactly. But you can follow me. I'll be continuing to stream Final Fantasy VII as time goes on my Twitch channel. It is Lost Heroes 13 at any Twitch page. You can also find me at Lost Heroes 13 anywhere. Twitter, Facebook, PlayStation Network, Xbox Live. We don't talk about Xbox, it's bad. But yeah, you can find me anywhere with Lost Heroes 13, and then Tim, you can find him at
HTTP. I'm basically Timberelli anywhere you go. Twitter, Instagram, the corner store. TIMBERELLI. And just ask for Timberelli. The only place I'm not Timberelli is on PSN, where I am Boss Snake.
Can you guess what his favorite game is?
SNAKE.
Guys, can you guess? Can you guess what his favorite game is? You're right.
I can't.
Steve
There's a lot of
Irwin,
S's.
Exotic Adventures.
Is that a real game?
It better be, because I just thought of it and now I'm sad that it doesn't exist, but it's not. It's not
Yeah.
a real game.
He's the real Tiger King.
He is the real Tiger King. But I always knew that your name had 3 S's in it, but it's like super S rank.
Super S rank. But I don't like Devil May Cry that much.
Yeah. Many of us don't. I love Hero, but
Anyway.
yeah, so give us a follow, give us some views, come back again when we have another video. We won't know exactly when we have another video. We have to not only test the waters of the success of this one, but also have another game to review. So it's going to be a semi-annual, semi-regular, semi-something, semi-truck kind of video series.
Semi-tractor.
Semi-tractor, but you can find it at
Semi-contagious.
at psu.com, as well as PSU's YouTube, which I don't know if you know off the top of your head, but we will have linked.
PSU.com. Literally, PSU.com.
Perfect, just like our Twitter. So,
Yep.
yeah, just definitely follow PlayStation Universe on Twitter, follow PlayStation Universe on YouTube. Tim here does a lot of streaming on YouTube for PSU. A lot of the times when you see a PSU video on YouTube being broadcast live, like Death Stranding or Final Fantasy VII, it's usually Tim here doing the coverage. So,
Or Bayonetta. I did that too.
or
Womp.
Bayonetta. So thank you guys for hanging out. I know you guys can't respond, but I'm going to talk to you like you can. How are you? What are you doing today?
Oh my God. Mark, you need help.
Yes, I do. But that's our first episode. Hope you enjoyed it. It was fun making it. We are awkward, and we hopefully will become less awkward as time goes on. And we are sorry.
Or more.
Yeah, or
we could
more.
just double down.
And I am also sorry that we talked through a lot of the cutscenes, but that just gives you more incentive to play the game, because the game deserves to be played. And Tim, I would like you to tell everyone what you gave the review score of the game as I cut it before you actually get a chance to reveal the score. Go
Okay.
read the score.
I gave him a big yellow spiky